the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay up not for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. I'm going to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. Coming at you with another lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua. Been meditating on this for about a week and some time about investment, right? Investing. Now, as you can see, the majority of people of this world, they are investing. What they are investing in is temporarily. It's temporary, right? Because we that have the outside, we that are in this faith, we know that all this is temporary. Now, as the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 14 says, chapter 13, verse 14 says, but here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. Right? So this is what this is what the elect are investing in. The elect is investing in spiritual riches. Okay? This is what our time and our focus is on. Okay? Spiritual riches, stacking up, things in the heaven, building up that spiritual bank account, as Apostle Aram Lob always mentions. Okay, we're building up this spiritual bank account. While you have people here, okay, while you have the rest of the people, the majority of the people, they're what? They are investing and building up what? Their treasures upon earth. That's what they're laying up for themselves, the treasures upon earth. Now, the scriptures talk about the elements being burnt with fervent heat. All these things that people they're focused on. They're focused on all these people that are focusing all their time and investing all their, time and resources on are things that are treasures that are laid upon earth, which is temporarily, all right, which is temporary, just as America, Babylon, the Great. But see, they don't see that. They don't see nothing past. They don't see nothing past America, Babylon, the Great. Okay, but we, that have been given the Asal, the water Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? Through the Spirit, we see these things taking place. We know that this place is over with, and we're just here, for the meantime, right? We're just here for the meantime. So we're doing things as we're doing what's needed for the meantime, so to speak. Now I'm not saying, not to invest and not to, better yourself in this so-called world. No, I'm not saying that, right? You got to do what you got to do, well, let me correct this, because you got a lot of Israelites that get sideways with this. As long as it's within the guidelines of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, okay? Because we know, to further yourself in this world, you're going to have to what? You are going to have to, be a part of, right? You're going to have to be a part of this beast system, right? You're going to eventually have to be, be joined hand in hand. You're going to have to end up taking the charagma, right? You're going to have to take the MOTB. You see? That's what you're going to have to be a part of if you're, if you want to continue, right, with this system, But we know, right? We know eventually you're going to have to separate some type of way. If you're in this faith, you're going to have to separate. There is going to be no compromising, right? There is going to be none of that. You're going to have to fully separate in what? Trusting Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? Look, he said we're going to eat. He says my servant shall eat, The Lord said he's going to take care of us, but we have to believe that. See, what he is doing is telling people that he's going to take care of them. But guess what? He's going to leave them high to dry. And even if he's so-called do take care of you on some level, it's to ultimately destroy you. Okay? Because he wants your soul. And he's trying to take you away from your power. All right? And when you do take that MOTB, right, you are bowing down and showing your what? Subjection and your honor unto him. But let's continue, because I'm kind of getting off track. And this is just through the Spirit, which is a quick hit. The book of Colossians chapter 3 verse 2 says, set your affection on things above and not on things of the earth. Right? These things that are here on the earth, these things are temporary. Right? They're temporary. It talks about, where moth and dust doeth corrupt. It talks about where thieves can break through and steal. All this can be taken away within a blink of an eye. And you know what was beautiful? Look, check this out. Oh my goodness, this is the Spirit. Because I was reading the book of Tobit earlier. I started going over the book of Tobit, right? Check this out. Now, when you go to the book of Tobit, it says, Tobit chapter 1 verse 16, it says, in the time of Enemaster, which this is talking about Shalmaneser, I gave many alms to my brethren and gave my bread to the hungry and my clothes to the naked. And if I saw any of my nation dead or cast about the walls of Nineveh, I buried him. And if the king Sennacherib had slain any when he was come and fled from Judea, I buried them privily. For in his wrath he killed many, but the bodies were not found when they were sought for of the king. And when one of the Ninevites went and complained of me to the king that I buried them and hid myself, understanding that I was sought to be put to death, I withdrew myself for fear. Then all my goods, check this out, then all my goods were forcibly taken away. Neither was there anything left me beside my wife Anna and my son Tobias. So look, what Tobit was doing, right, wasn't pleasing unto Salakia. What Tobit was doing wasn't pleasing unto, Sennacherib and what they had going on in that city, right? It wasn't pleasing. So they was trying to what? He said, look, with my understanding, I knew they sought after me. They was trying to kill me. Right? So since they couldn't find Tobit, what did they do? They took all his things. Right? Point is, the way they're going to look at us is they're going to look at us as enemies of the state. They're going to look at us as, they're going to look at us as people that they will call treason. So our things, our worldly possessions, they're going to what? They're going to confiscate. They're going to confiscate that. You see? They're going to forcibly take it away. So these things that we have here on earth, we can't trust on that. But we can trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's who we can lean upon. Okay? We can't lean upon this system. We can't lean upon the things that we have in this system. Right? We got to solely trust on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So I made this point to show you of what Tobit was doing, okay, which was, burying his people, they didn't like. So how much more of the things that we're doing? When basically, Tobit was rebelling, in a sense, he was rebelling against the system, their system that they had set up, They didn't want him to bury, our people that was laid out. The king called for, let me see this person who you slain, like, let me see his head. Let me see his head. And the body wasn't there. They like, wait a minute. We just slain somebody. Who had the audacity? They would say, right, who had the audacity to take up this body, right? I didn't say for this body to get buried or burned or however the case may be. I didn't say do that. You see, so they're looking at us in the same, they would be looking at us in the same, with the same stance of, oh, you're rebelling. Okay, and if you flee away, let's take everything they got just in case they might want to come back forward. You get the picture. The point is, what I'm trying to say is, investing in this place it's there's no point of solely investing in this place. And if you do invest, keep in mind that these things are temporary. And when it's time to let it go, you gotta let it go. Okay, there is no, hold on to it and maybe this and maybe that, or let's compromise. No, because Eve is not gonna compromise. You see? So what are you investing in? Point being is, make sure you invest, right? Your sole investment, your solely should be your major investment should be into this truth. Okay? Should be serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, not these things that are upon earth. Don't lay up your treasure for the things upon earth. Okay? Build your spiritual bank account. Build up your faith. Put on the whole armor of the Most High. Okay, these are the things that are going to be, necessary for you to withstand. And if you part of the elect and you cover by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, then you're going to do the things that's necessary. And if you're a believer, and like I said, you're a part of the elect and you're a believer, you're gonna be good. But you're going to have to make some effort in investing in the spiritual things, not the carnal things. You see? So, Lord willing, no, it was kind of all over the place, but Lord willing, I hope it was edifying. So next time I want to say shalom.